Fight!
Want to fight about it?
Yeah, I do. I do want to fight about it, Steven.
Yes,
Gosh
you do.
darn it. It's time.
All right.
I tell you what, I don't want to fight about it with this next guest, though. I do not want to step in the ring with the next guest, and she whatever she says goes, and I'm happy with it. She wins. Again, Steven, lining up the amazing rest. The last couple episodes, we're celebrating the female fighters, the women that are, and it's actually really appropriate to have this next fighter on because she is kind of one of the pioneer fighters for women in combat sports. Yeah.
People don't quite know about Monica. They'll find out soon enough.
You say what you want about women in combat sports, and all I ever hear is anything good. But when you hear about Monica, you hear things like pioneer, like legend, like one of the people that made it possible for women to be respected in combat sports. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Monica Fearless Franco.
Fighting out of the red corner.
Monica, welcome to the show.
Officially, Miss Monica Fearless Franco.
Man, it's so great to have you on the show. Like I'm new to actually being on the program, and Steven's just knocking my socks off.
Hasn't quite got the video line up the way he needs it.
Yeah, no, it's I'm just happy to be here. Thank you so much for coming on the show and giving us some time tonight.
No, thank you too. It's a pretty cool podcast. I like all the graphics you guys got going on. It's pretty sick. And then Just Blaze, I just got picked up by them with some sponsorship stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Let's talk about that because you've been fighting since 2009. You've been in this game. You've had lots of sponsors. And they just kind of keep stacking up. Just Blaze, your newest sponsor. So glad to have you in that family. But since 2009 up until this point, just kind of give us your thoughts on your career and what got you started, why you keep going to this point. That's a long time to keep fighting.
The reason why I keep going is for the pure passion. I've always loved martial arts. I started when I was 15 in Taekwondo. That was kind of the outlet for me. Growing up, people go through different experiences. Mine wasn't pleasant in many ways, so it made me become an insecure person. And martial arts was kind of my outlet. It was a place where I felt comfortable. It was a place that I felt safe. It was a place that I really wanted to improve. And that's just kind of, the short end of it all. So yeah, it really did bring me to this place where I am now, and through it all I've had a lot of great experiences and fought some of the top tier talent in Hawaii. I fought Angela Lee,
you fought a lot.
Rychel Pauluhi, Rachel Ostovich, Kiani Sabala, who is Kylan Curran's sister. Like, Hawaii is just filled with lots of talent. And yeah, that's what it is. That's what it was. I think what really got it sparked though for me in the MMA realm was when I saw Gina Carano and Tanya Everger fight. They came down to the Blaisdell Arena. Elite XC was the promotion at the time. And I always had a passion for striking, and I seen what they were doing. Taekwondo is primarily kicking. So when I seen MMA and I'm like, oh wow, yeah, these girls are like scrapping, like hitting and all that stuff. I was just like, yeah, I wanted to do it. And you can get paid for it. And at the time, that was like the only platform, like MMA was kind of like, slowly building, especially women's MMA. But that was like kind of the only platform I felt at that time that was really giving women opportunities, more so than not. And that's kind of what sprouted that direction and ignited everything.
Both you and Crystal, MMA has kind of healed things that you went through in your life and things you had to deal with in different ways. But I'd love to hear that story again. Yeah.
Yeah, adding on to that, it is very healing. growing up, I'll bring it up. I was bullied, so I had a lot of insecurities, a lot of loneliness, a lot of confusion, even, and really, Taekwondo was the first place that things made sense for me. I always had a passion for sports, but I was too insecure to try sports in high school because of everything. And um, but I'm glad because that's what gravitated me towards Taekwondo, and it was just a good release and a good outlet. I met people there who made me feel comfortable, and um, I never looked back ever since. It's been my safe haven, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
I think that's great. I mean, I really sincerely, I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful that people find that kind of connection in combat sports. There's definitely something there, something to it that maybe you just don't understand until you do it. So it's great to hear you tell that story.
And it's good that you do it because there's a lot of people who aren't professional fighters, but they're so talented and so good. And just because they aren't in there doesn't mean that they're not as good as us. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
am who I am because of everybody that I've encountered in the gym, and a lot of them haven't even competed. But yeah, so good for you. I just wanted to support you on that.
Oh, thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Let's get into this. You and Steven have actually known each other for quite a while. And
Yeah.
I got her gloves over in my dresser. When she first hopped on the scene, I help her hook up with some people so she could make her training a little bit easier.
Yes.
She thanked me, sent me a pair of gloves. I still got to get them framed. I'm waiting for maybe she gives me a few good action shots on this fight coming up here in a
Yeah.
few weeks. I can frame
Can.
it in that or something. But yeah,
Can,
man, like
can.
me and her way back, an unfortunate, linked her up with this manager, and she went and did Invicta, did a lot of great things. I'm looking forward to seeing her a little bit more active, a little bit more consistent with
Yeah.
this BKFC coming. What prompted this switch from mixed martial arts to what is bare knuckle now? Is it just more opportunities or finding fighters in bare knuckle, or do you feel that you might go back and forth?
No, I'm not going back and forth. I had my first fight with them and I loved it because to me it just felt exactly like MMA but without the takedowns, which is something that I always struggled with, but I always fought girls, in heavier weight classes or as an amateur growing up, getting up into the ranks, I fought girls who were more skilled in the takedown department and they just got the best of me, cool. I think life kind of happened this past 3 years or so, had COVID and all that stuff. I'm trying to build my own business with some things that I got going on in the digital end. Uh, the opportunity just kind of came at the right time because I was still training, but I wasn't I couldn't delve into the grappling as much as I could because I had, training. I mean, I had life to take care of. So when the opportunity presented itself, I'm like, oh shit, might as well because I can do stand up anywhere. I don't need to go to a gym to grapple. I can do my stand up at the beach or wherever. I can box wherever. I can spar wherever. So it kind of just went hand in hand with what I've been doing in my life and opportunity and timing. And again, now having that first experience up in Denver and just really realizing that yeah, this is like good shit. Like I don't want to go back to MMA. I've always been a striker at heart, and I I think at the time that MMA, like I said, I saw Gina them. That was like the only for me. I thought that was like the only opportunities where you could get paid. But now, as you can see, has the combat world has evolved. You got karate combat, you got KFC, you got BYB, another bare knuckle. So there's so many different platforms for us as martial artists to actually choose from now. I'm grateful for MMA though, because it prepared me for this. If I didn't, I think if I was just like purely in boxing, it's just different. It's like Small gloves is the closest thing you'll get to bare knuckle. And at the same time, people are like, oh, why are you doing bare knuckle? I'm like, bruh, you get elbows to your face, you get shin bones to your face, you get knees to, it's all this one and the same. You know what I mean? Like it all provides its equal opportunities of risk. You know, we all get that, but yeah, I mean, I'm very excited for this platform and I'm just going to bust my ass off until, I put myself in a position to fight for a belt one day. It's always been the goal for me, even in MMA, but it just didn't pan out and it is what it is. Yeah, I'm moving down. I fighting at 125 for sure, and then I think I might drop a little bit more, but I want to like maintain there because I think I'll just be that'll give me the best opportunities for sure. I fought a lot of monsters in my time. I mean, the last girl I fought in Invicta was Haley Cowan, and such a sweetheart, but she's a big ass Texan. She's a D1 gymnast. I think that girl has the potential to be a UFC champion one day for sure. I'm done fighting really big girls who are super strong and can take me down. I'm ready to like fight girls my size and just show what I can do. Win or lose, like I just want to go in there and just show what I can do because I don't think I've really had the opportunity to do that in MMA.
Yeah, I think it's always something, stuff going on with life, short notices fights where like, hey,
Yeah.
you fight this girl in 2 weeks, up 2 weight classes, and it's like, fuck, I haven't fought in like freaking 6 months. Yeah, sure, I'll take it. And that's and that's another, and that goes into the other thing, is that another reason why we're seeing not just a change at BKFC, you've literally changed everything in your combat sports life since the last time you spoke.
Yeah. No, I mean, I do feel like this will give me the best opportunity to showcase what I've loved doing since I was the age of 15, and I just want to like just hopefully inspire other fighters that really have a passion for it because like fighting, it's not like, you get into the NBA, you get into NFL, Major League Baseball, you can sit on the bench and still make a good money. Like
Sure,
fighters,
yeah.
we really gotta like, we're gritty as fuck, we gotta like dig deep. It's not like we gotta find our opportunities. We gotta work for our opportunities.
PFL and Bellator merger, which I gotta get your thoughts on that. Do you think with that merger they'll ever be able to at least get in that ballpark? I mean, they already said they're going to listen. We're not going head to head with them. We're going to go on Friday nights. Now that is going up against you guys, against Bare Knuckle on Friday nights. Do you feel there's going to come a point in time where Bare Knuckle could actually jump over one of those second tier MMA promotions like ONE FC and things of that nature over the next 5 years?
I mean, I do. I think David Feldman. I mean, I think he's done a remarkable job. I mean, look at where it first started and where it is now, and like
he's in the UK.
Yeah, like he's still going.
17 years ago.
Yeah, this is the best pay I've gotten even from Invicta. I think he pays well, especially as you get to like the upper tiers and stuff like that. I think there's a huge I think it's possible. I do, because he continues to pull in pretty big names. He got Mike Perry,
yeah,
he got Christine Ferreira,
right?
Yeah. I mean, I genuinely believe that it can get there. I do.
Yeah. I've been asking this question to a lot of BKFC fighters. I want to get your one on this. Now, you remember how early day MMA was, right? UFC versus Pride.
Yeah.
Do you think that Dave and BYB Extreme could ever to get together at some point in time in, let's say, 5-10 years and put together a tournament like how we used to see in the early Pride days?
I mean, those are some good fights.
I mean, I think that's possible. It's just going to have to come up. I mean, it's going to be up to the guys at the top and whether they want to collaborate. You know what I mean? Like, I think anything's always possible as long as you have the right, like, the right people in place. And, I don't see why not. That would definitely differentiate, it
would be a way to sit there and say who's really the true, person.
Right.
I just say it's fun for the tournament. You're not going to lose your belts or anything. Get fighters in both promotions a chance to sit there and say, hey, would you ever want to fight in the triangle ring? Because that's actually, there ain't nowhere to hide in that ring.
Yeah, for real. Literally like a phone booth type fight.
on to this fight, man. I want to talk about this upcoming fight. You already alluded to the fact you got your first BKFC win last year against Courtney Cameron. Great fight, great win. But now March 15th, BKFC Fight Night in Miami. Rosalinda Rodriguez on the slate. You took this on short timing. I know you're fired up and ready to go, but talk to us about this fight. You know, what are you expecting? What are you kind of prepping going into this fight as much as you can get into?
When I got
Sure.
the call and then I found out I was co-main, I was literally crying because people don't even realize like my journey from the age of 15 until
You're on
now.
the
I'm
coaster,
39,
You're on
you
the
know.
coaster, girlie.
So, super grateful, first of all, extremely excited. How do I say this? Like, I watch things, but I don't necessarily try to think that it's going to be the same because as a fighter, you want to try and evolve. So I just try and mentally prepare myself for all the different scenarios that may happen coming from her end. I've watched my fight in BKFC, and there's things that I have been working on that I'm hoping to showcase more in this fight for sure. And just hopefully pressing the action more because it just seemed the cool thing about David Feldman is like he just like action, you know, win or lose, he just like scraps and like you. I mean, that's just what I want to do. I want to scrap. I want to put on a show. I want to go out there and just do what I know I'm capable of doing. And when I go out there and I just give my best performance, you know, it's going to be really hard to beat me, you know, at the end of the day. Um, but I give a lot of respect to Rosalinda. I saw her story and some of the things that she's been through, and I literally teared when I was watching it because we as fighters, like, I mean, everybody goes through stuff, but I don't know. It's just like I feel like when we're fighters, sometimes I feel like we
All
go
have
through.
common bond through struggles.
Yeah, you know, and she's a 13-0 boxer, a 1-0 MMA, 1-0 BKFC. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the challenge. I'm excited to push myself. You know, I look forward to it. If you're not wanting that challenge to like fight the best of the best or like the up and coming prospects, then there's no reason for you to even then what are you doing? I mean, in any sport, what are you doing if you're not wanting to go up against the best of the best and challenge yourself and see if you are better than them? And if you're not, okay, then now you know what you got to work on. But at least I can go out there and I can do what I got to do and we'll see what happens.
You said that you want to bring the squared circle to Hawaii. You want to
I
get
do.
BKFC to
I
Hawaii. What
do.
is that passion like? What does that look like for you?
I mean, gosh, I sometimes I feel like it's so hard for Hawaii fighters because promotions don't necessarily want to fly a lot of us out because it's so expensive.
That's so
And
far.
I feel like there's just a lot of not hidden talent. I just feel like there's a lot of talent in Hawaii that needs to be exposed. And I'm gonna do whatever I need to do, win, bust my ass, lose, get back into the ring, win, and make sure I get it to Hawaii somehow because really there's so much talent there. And I have friends there that are scrappers and like bruh, like I'm gonna do whatever it takes. You know how I got to work hard. I'm just gonna work hard. I'm gonna love what I do. I'm gonna go into the ring. I'm gonna show them what Hawaii is all about, and you know, keep pushing to get it there. You know, however it may be, market it on social media. I don't know, talk about it some more. You know, whatever it is, because man, there's just a lot of talent in Hawaii. You have no idea.
They
I
don't even really give the MMA community in Hawaii enough love. So you
I
know,
know. I
really not
know.
since BJ
people don't
Penn,
know the
right?
grittiness
Well, Mac, you got Mac.
of Hawaiian
Yeah,
fighters
yeah.
is
Well, I just mean
something
the
something
credit
else.
wise. I mean, there's plenty of great fighters who have come out, but
Correct.
the credit hasn't been really,
I just don't. I just
perfectly
think
right.
globally, I don't think we get enough that Hawaii doesn't get enough love.
I agree with you.
I consider you a pioneer since 2009. I mean, you've been doing this for a long time. You're someone that's well respected in the fight community, the MMA community. How do you want women to be seen in combat sports? The woman part is important as being considered legit fighters.
I feel like for women, um, that's a good question. Let me see how I can answer this. What does that look like? I think that I, especially in fighting, I think that women are just as talented as men as far as like skill set. You know,
Mhm.
they're out there, um, and we're athletes. We're you know we're just as good as them. Um, Obviously we cannot beat a man because biologically it's not, I mean, maybe if I go up against somebody like smaller than me, like a dude that's not as less skilled, maybe I could take him and stuff like
I'm
that.
pretty sure you can whip my ass. Yeah, we can. I have no doubt
Average,
about that
average
at
Joe,
all.
untrained, dude for the most part. Probably is gonna get 5 times out of 10 is gonna get beat up by a trained woman fighter. And it's
Absolutely.
funny that you're going down this road because it's something that we're gonna touch on in a minute, anyways.
It is. But
Yeah, I
continue,
mean,
please.
honestly, just for women to express themselves, because martial art, that's what it is. It's an art, and it's an expressive art. So just for them to have that confidence, have that strength, not like cocky in like a cocky way, but just like that confidence, knowing that they can go out there and do good work, and get paid for it. If you really put in the time, and really put in the work, like anything's possible. And that's what I hope to inspire in all women, because I mean, martial arts saved my life in so many different ways, and it continues to save my life. And that's just something that I hold near and dear to my heart. And I hope that there are other women, little girls out there wanting to pursue it, because there is a path to success, and there is a way to do it, to live your passions, to live your dreams, and to show the world what martial arts has done for you. So
Yeah, I think you just said something right
It's
there.
awesome.
The way you do it, because
Mhm.
there's some girls who have taken their combat sports platforms and kind of turned into something else, like what Paige Van Zandt has done, where she's
sure,
more of an influencer than she even is a fighter at this point in
sure,
time. You
And
see,
and
like
we saw
you see
the
girls like Tia
just
Emery after
yes.
her fight, flashing herself, her OnlyFans goes and blows up. So, do you
sure.
feel like the girls who use that, I guess the entertainment side of what combat sports brings to you, do you fault them for taking advantage of that? Do you think there's a spot in that? Do they have a place in combat sports?
I don't fault them. That's every individual is different. At the end of the day, you'll eventually see um where true passion lies, and where people's platforms go, and what they are all about. And to each its own. Good on them for using their careers to do, I guess, what they want to do, to build up capital for themselves in ways that they need to. um but for me, I've just always been a general, like, I that's just not my thing, but I don't have a problem with it. um it's still exposure. I just hope that I can inspire young girls, or whatever it may be. If you really put in the work ethic, that your skills will it'll show, and you'll get there,
I think
no
Manny
matter how
Nunes
long
already
it
proved
takes.
that, in my opinion. I love her story that she was
Yeah,
basically the runt dog that the UFC just signed, and she wound up being, she's the greatest of all time, basically, right? Got you.
right, right. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So yeah, to each his own. And that's where I stand on that. I mean, I yeah.
I think it's a
No,
fair answer. I really do. I think it's a fair answer. It might not be your path, but if it's their path, then good for them.
absolutely,
Um,
absolutely.
let's talk about someone's path who at least catches a lot of flack, possibly for getting off the rails. I know Steven is really wants to get your opinion on this. I'm just going to pop this up.
Okay.
Steven, if you want to expand on it, you can, or we can just let Monica react.
Yeah, Clarissa Shields is basically calling out Thurman saying that let's fight at 154 pounds. She thinks she can match him skill for skill. I love Clarissa Shields.
Sure.
I
Can I get his? I
talented
mean, what's his
boxer.
right? I'm assuming he's kind of like at the top of the.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, gosh, I don't know. I'm not into women and men fighting. Period.
What about Shields' beef with Cyborg?
So basically, this one apparently they ran into each other, had a face to face, and then Clarissa made the response that when they were training years ago, she let Chris Cyborg's team doctor the tape to make it look like she was doing better than she's doing. They've been arguing about weight and money with PFL and Bellator for the last 4 to 5 months now.
She's
Chris
going
wants to go down to 147 pounds. Clarissa basically says her ass is too fat that she couldn't do it. But it was funny. There's a video of them too. She literally turns sideways, and looks at her butt. I was cracking up. She's like, "Yeah, that's not gonna happen." What I gotta say, I think Chris is acting a little bit too. Being too hard-headed on the weight. I don't think Clarissa will ever get down to 147 pounds. She just missed weight for the PFL fight again, so we know that's not going to happen. I think they need to come together, make the super fight happen, but have a stipulation both on weight, and they got to fight.
It's not the first time that's happened.
Boxing, and let's have this super fight.
That's happened before. There have been fights that have been different weight classes, and they have just agreed to fight each other.
Yeah.
Promotion of it. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're what are so they're just trying to get supposedly like the right weight, and it hasn't happened yet.
One wants the other one to go up, the other one wants one to go down, and
then they don't really want to fight. They don't really want to fight because when Haley reached out to me on Instagram, she's like, "Hey, you want to fight?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Nobody wanted to fight her. Why not? It was Invicta. I took a chance. They don't really want to fight. It's like they fear the loss, they fear their record, whatever it may be. But
there's a reason they call you fearless, because you will fight anybody. And I think there is a difference between sport fighters and pure fighters, if that makes sense. There's people that
hit the nail, Chris.
Yeah. I mean, there's people that are here for the combat and the paycheck, and nothing against them. Like you said, to each their own. If that's what they're here to do, is train for a sport. And when it comes to fighting, you've got people like yourself that are just fighters. And the fact, like you said it perfectly, and I can make money at this, okay, that's fine, because I'm going to fight anyway, so I may as well make some money while I beat some people up, right?
yeah. I'll be a part of that.
There's no right answer. What do you mean by that?
No, there isn't one yet.
To the best of all time, to the GOAT or whatever that claim may be, there is no right answer. I mean, in any sport, because again, every individual has their own opinion. For me, I think Kobe Bryant will be one of my best of all times. I followed him. His mindset. Now I follow Devin Booker. Like, honestly, you're right. There's different eras. There's different times. So there is no right answer to best of all time, which is why I think it's more ego driven. If you're really afraid to get in there and lose, it's really ego driven, because if you really love something, whether it's fighting, whatever it is, you're going to do it. You're just going to do it.
Yeah.
Regardless of the record, you're going to do it, So, yeah, there is no right answer to best of all time. And, I mean, society will put it there. I will never follow it.
I have a little thing I like to do. 5 questions. I'm going to throw them at you. Quick response, whatever comes to the top of your head. And we're just going to have a little fun with it. Of the Hawaiian Islands, which one is your favorite?
Maui.
Now, everybody always said, I'm surprised to hear like a native say Maui as well, because I mean that's something that like tourists and stuff would say.
Can I slightly elaborate on that?
Absolutely, no, please.
My family, my family they're from Maui, and then they went to Oahu. Yeah, and to me, like, Maui still has enough metropolitan, but still has its authenticity of like you know, it's the beaches and stuff. Like there's still a lot of openness. It's not just all like Oahu is just built up. Like
Yeah,
a lot of
it's
city everywhere.
really gotten congested. When they put H3 in, it was like, okay,
Congested
this
is a great word. Yeah,
yeah, it is.
absolutely.
You've been a lot of places. You fought a lot of fights in a lot of cities. Where's somewhere that you have that you would still love to fight someday?
Hawaii. Back home in
There you
Hawaii.
go. I love it. Where is your favorite place that you have fought in so far?
I would have to say Florida. When I was in Taekwondo, when
Oh,
I
you're
was doing
going
Junior
back.
Olympics. Yeah,
Back to
Florida.
Miami.
hmm
I like this question. I try not to use my same questions too much, but favorite cheat food, favorite junk food.
Popcorn and mochi crunch. I gotta send you guys some. It's a local.
It's really
It's a.
good.
It's a. Oh, you know mochi crunch. You
I
know.
was stationed in Hawaii for 4 years,
Oh,
so
okay,
yeah.
Popcorn and mochi crunch.
It's actually really good.
Yeah, I love it. I gotta send you guys some at some point for sure.
Absolutely. And I guess I gotta do a fifth question. Question number 5. Oh, if you could fight anybody, past, present, who's someone that you would just love to fight,
Joanna Jančiček.
and why?
She was inspiration to me, and she just tore it up. And when she was just before, like she got refined, like that style was just savage. And I always had dreams at one point of fighting her one day. It never happened, but yeah, Joanna for sure. Yeah, no, she's a beast. I want to fight beasts. You know, how are you gonna get better?
I love that. And even still, like you're always just, yeah, I'll take it. I'll fight you. I love it. We're talking
Yeah.
to Monica Fearless Franco. Newest sponsor, I would imagine it's your newest sponsor since it just happened today, Just Blaze. Let's hear from Just Blaze for a second, and then we're going to give you a chance to kind of wrap up your own interview, Monica. We'll be right back.
Absolutely.
Just Blazed Clothing Company. We are the premier clothing and lifestyle brand for the cannabis enthusiast. Premier clothing, cannabis accessories, with a South Beach flair. Go online today and check out all our great products at justblazedclothingcompany.com. Use the promo code FIGHT at checkout and get 10% off your purchase.
Okay, so you can go to her link, and when you go to her link, make your order, and then use the code FIGHT and get even more off. So go do that with Just Blaze. This is something
I can't
that
wait to
Steven...
see the shirt. You know, Wallace already kind of let me know what you're kind of doing. It sent me a little initial mock-up.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Still wait. He's like, don't post anything. I have to do a final render first. I'm like, all right.
Hopefully
Yeah,
we can
I'm
get one
excited.
before the fight. This is something Steven likes to do, and I absolutely love it. We like to give the last couple minutes to our guest. We call it the guest spotlight. Promote who you want, add who you want, tell us a funny story, give us a joke, do anything you want. This is your last few minutes tonight, Monica. Thank you for joining us on the show.
No, yeah. First and foremost, thank you guys for the opportunity to be on your platforms. Pretty cool, and I hope to be back on it again someday for sure. Without podcasters like you guys, like we don't get exposure. So thank you guys so much for that. I always keep it simple. I like to just. I'm grateful for my family, you know, and my teammates. The people who have always continued to support me up until this day. I couldn't have done it without them. I'm grateful for the wins and the losses through my journey in life to bring me to this point right here, right now, to prepare me for battle. And just grateful to God, obviously, for the opportunities that continue to be presented. Besides Just Blaze, like because it's so last minute, sponsors is kind of like we're still kind of like trying to pick up some. So thank you to Just Blaze for the help.
You're sponsored by HKA USA, also, correct?
He is sending me rash guards. Thank you to you guys as well for that. You know, let's just go out there and have a good time, put on a good show, and get BKFC to Hawaii at some point because my friends need to fight.
BKFC coming to Hawaii soon, hopefully, thanks to Monica Fearless Franco, who's going to fight BKFC Fight Night Miami. Check it out, March 15th. Monica will step into the ring with Rosalinda Rodriguez, and we can't wait to see it. Monica, again, thank you so much. We are grateful to you for coming on our lowly little podcast and boosting us up. Thanks to Steven for booking you, but thank you so much for coming on and spending a few moments with us. You can find this and more great entertainment on That Sports Podcast Network. You guys know that. That's why you're here. Monica, we hope to have you back again. I'd love to talk to you after the fight at some point. I'm sure you're going to be in high demand immediately afterwards, but we'd love to, if you can carve out a couple minutes for us. Yeah, we'd love to have
it
you
would be
back
an
after
honor.
that.
For
We
sure.
appreciate
It'd be
it.
an honor.
Ladies and
Right on,
gentlemen,
guys.
that is the show for tonight. I am Chris Fox for the great Steven Rychel. Monica, best of luck in your fight. We'll see you guys
Aloha.
next time. Aloha.
Yes,